Do you know a good way to tell the difference between
what?
Black bear and a grizzly bear?
If it's alive after 200 cups of coffee.
Yo, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marques.
I'm Andrew.
I'm David.
Today feels like a little bit of a, I'm not going to say throwback episode, but like a callback episode, because we got a whole bunch of stuff that might sound like it was from months/years ago, but it's all new. For real.
Update.
We're going to talk about Samsung foldables, Google fixing something that should have been fixed 10 years ago, GoPro launching some new cameras, Samsung price hikes, and a bunch of updates from existing previous stories that we've seen and talked about in the past. And also I'm going to try to explain something that just happened last weekend in tech terms. It's in the sports world, though, so it'll be a challenge. But first...
Well, so we actually have something before Did We Even Test This?
Oh.
Which is, if last week... you noticed our audio-only episode had 4.5 minutes of ads before the episode started playing, with like 10 to 15 second giant pauses in between them. That was our fault. If you want to know, we only run 2 30-second pre-roll ads before the show starts because we have 2 ad locations for pre-rolls. And last week, when we were cutting the ads out of the episode, accidentally named the full clip of all of the ads together after one of the sponsors, therefore uploading it to the 1 30-second ad location, then giving 4+ ads in that spot. So that's an oopsie.
I wonder who did that.
Sorry.
I got a few messages from people saying, what the heck is what did you guys do? Why do you have all these ads?
Got one from someone, and every time it's the first person who says it, I go, something must have been wrong with Spotify. And then the second one comes in, and then I go, I need to investigate this.
My favorite comment was someone commented on Spotify and said, "Bro is giving us time to reflect after." I was cracking up. That was so good.
Yeah, our bad should be fixed by now. Couple companies got some free promotion, I guess, just in the midst of total confusion.
Yeah, happens.
But yeah, we're good.
It happens.
And David, you do have a Did They Even Test
I do
This?
actually have a couple. I'm just going to do one today because we're going to save the best for not this week. This one's funny. So, as we know, there are many Chinese phone brands, right? And some of them eventually bring some of their phones to the Western world, to global markets, you might say. One of these phones is the Xiaomi Leica phone that you just reviewed, I believe.
Wait,
right?
It's not a phone? You just said it's like a phone, but it's not a phone?
Oh.
What is it?
It's like a Leica phone. Damn. Anyway, so the Xiaomi Leica phone, there are 2 models. There's the Chinese model, which I believe is the one Mark has reviewed.
Yeah.
There's also a global model. I was hanging out with my friend Michael Fisher, friend of the show. He is also putting out a video about this that should be out by the time the pod goes live, and I think he said he's going to mention this. But I just found this so freaking funny when he showed it to me. So, you know, clearly when they're making the global software, they don't generally care as much about the global market version of the phone because they sell the most of them in China. So they made the weather app. But I guess during making the weather app, they forgot to change the coding of the feels like to be able to reflect Fahrenheit. So on the screen of the phone, you'll have the weather widget, and it says like 82 Fahrenheit, but it says feels like 28 degrees.
So you can change the weather to be Celsius or Fahrenheit, but then the feels like
It's still
is
Celsius.
unable to be changed.
So here's a couple
That's very
screenshots. You can select the temperature unit, select
Yeah.
Fahrenheit, but the weather widget will always show the feels like in Celsius.
They absolutely did not test this.
They
That's
did
so
not test this. Definitely didn't test it. Because, you know, we use freedom units, and you wouldn't use freedom units in, honestly, most of the world. So there's very little reason to test this.
Yeah.
And the hotter it gets, the more
The bigger
the
discrepancy.
bigger discrepancy between those.
If it's like
numbers.
really cold, then it's like very small.
Yeah.
And the feels like might be fairly accurate.
and something that's like reasonable. Also.
yeah,
Yeah,
reasonable.
it'll say like 34 feels like
25
4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, that,
Wind
yeah,
chill, yeah.
That seems about right. It's cold.
Yeah.
But that's,
This week we had a heat wave and it was 82 Fahrenheit and it says feels like 28.
yeah.
And if that was that'd be crazy. That's like a 60-degree difference. So
Yeah.
Michael said that there are many things in this phone in the global version that basically this happened to. It's not just the like Celsius Fahrenheit thing. There are a bunch of things where it's like they clearly did not translate this over to the global version. So yeah.
This happens a lot. We review a lot of phones like this where you're like, well, this isn't made for this market, but I'm going to test it anyway and review it. And you just kind of start ignoring those things, even though there's a lot of them out the box. You try to change as many of them as you can.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They need to get testers for like global markets to actually just find all these bugs before they ship them. But
Yeah.
All right. I have a little segment that I wanted to do with you, Marques, because last week I saw that you were using the iPhone Air again, and I said, "Why are you doing that?" You said, "Because it's black."
Yep.
Well,
It's the only black iPhone they make.
I have now acquired an iPhone Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not a black phone.
It's baby blue, barely blue.
Is that Brandon's? It looks.
No, it's not Brandon's.
Oh.
It's Michael Fisher's. I stole it from him. And I just wanted us to do a little like recap thing on it because, the review went out fairly soon after the embargo, and then now it's been a while and I've been using it for a few days. So I just wanted to talk about some feelings.
Sure. Well, I can give you my timeline and how it's gone.
Sure.
I reviewed all the phones at the beginning, and when I was done reviewing all the iPhones, I stuck to the 17 Pro as my main iPhone for a while. And that's usually how it goes. I usually have the Pro. I use the cameras a lot. That's the whole point of me carrying an iPhone, is the things that the iPhone does well. And so I've just been carrying that phone for a bit, but it's orange. And I swear to God, that started getting on my nerves faster and faster.
Knew it would.
And eventually, I just started testing this other phone that I can talk about now. It's the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. And the video on it is coming later, but it's got these incredible cameras and this incredible battery life. So what better time to see if I could use the iPhone with the worst cameras and the worst battery life?
Yeah.
So I flipped to the black iPhone Air, and it's been, I think, maybe 2 weeks now since I switched to it. A couple things have happened. Okay. One, I've gotten really used to the thin and lightness of it. It's not just the thinness, it's the lightness that really gets you. You put it in your pocket, you forget that there's something in your pocket. That never happens with other phones. So that happened quite a few times. The other thing is I just stopped trying to use zoom, like ultra wide and zoom stuff, which I default do on the Pro iPhone all the time. It bummed me out, but I just stopped using zoom, obviously, because there's no ability to zoom out or zoom in with any sort of quality. But I'm using this other incredible camera phone with this huge battery and these amazing cameras, and I'm taking all my pictures and videos on that one. So it's been fine so far, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, my first few days, I was going to drop it 1,000 times because of how thin it is. It's almost hard to grip because of how thin it is.
Interesting.
It's also hard to get out of my pocket. I have to put it in my pocket like this so that I can grab the camera bar and pull it out.
Huh.
Maybe I'm doing that weirdly, but that's what I'm doing.
Wait, you don't put your phone in your pocket, camera face down?
Well, he has to change his habit so he can have a lip to pick.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Did you change it specifically for this?
No, I did not. I just kept putting my hand in my pocket and being like, oh, it's face up.
Oh, so you always have put your phone in your pocket right side up?
Not usually, but for some reason, apparently this phone has made me start doing that.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I just never heard that before.
I don't do it on purpose. It's very weird. Other thing, I'm plugging it in a lot more, but it hasn't really been bugging me that I'm plugging it in a lot more.
Oh, yeah, the battery's so bad.
It's pretty bad.
Like, I'm used to a good battery, and this one, I'm at 80%. I haven't really done much of anything. I navigated here in the morning, and that was the only thing I've done on it.
But you probably didn't. Did you use your phone to navigate here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's been on Waze and then on. And usually I'd get here at like 93 or 94% or whatever. 80.
Yeah. I'm at 74. I've done almost nothing with it.
The other day I asked everyone in the office that uses an Air, a.k.a. Marques, Brandon, and Rich.
What's your battery?
Yeah, what's your battery? And Marques was like, I think I'm at like 70-something. Rich was like, I just took it off the charger, so I'm pretty much topped off. And Brandon's just staring at me from across the room. And it's like 1 p.m. and he's like, I'm at like 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and that's about how it feels.
I was at the gym the other day at 1 p.m. I was at like 12%. Yeah. And so if you're using multiple apps, like I was using a couple of like music apps, podcast apps, the fitness app, it can drain pretty damn quick.
Yep.
I have gotten used to the thinness of it now, and I'm not dropping it. The main problems I'm finding, one, when I'm traveling, I use the 4X telephoto lens a lot because I shoot in like Halide or the Moment Camera Pro app, and not having that sucks.
Yeah.
And I know that most people said that they didn't want to buy this because it didn't have the ultra wide. I never really use the ultra wide, so that's not really a problem for me. But the 4X lens, trash. And then The second thing is that I use this very specific app called Viewfinder Preview that helps me shoot ultra-wide panoramas on my film cameras. And that uses the ultra-wide camera. So I literally cannot main this if I'm going out to like take pictures with my 3D printed camera.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
kind of
Big
a
camera
problem.
shortcomings. I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
We all expect the next iPhone Air to have a second camera lens.
Yeah.
Which one do you hope it is?
Telephoto, but it won't be.
You think it'll be the ultra wide?
It's definitely
Probably the
the
ultra
It's probably the ultra wide.
I'm pretty sure most people said that their main problem was it didn't have an ultra wide.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand because that camera sucks anyway. It's always sucked. Like it
Yeah,
looks
but
terrible.
remember when Apple always goes, "Oh, but yeah, you technically have a 2x lens built in with this optical
Yeah, you've
zoom."
got
or
17
whatever."
lenses. in it.
very far. Yeah, 17 lenses in your camera.
Yeah, they love saying that, but
Yeah.
it really doesn't translate that well.
Well, we just saw the Huawei wide foldable that's going to be released, right? And that has 3 lenses on it. So if they can do that in an ultra thin body, like, come on, Apple, come
Please.
on.
Well, I just want to say a few weeks ago, we did a community post on YouTube talking about which secondary lens is everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
19% of people said the selfie, 31% of people said the ultra wide, and 50% of people said telephoto.
Oh,
This selfie's interesting.
all right, Apple, you're listening. This is data. You got to use the data to build your phone.
Okay, wait, before we move on, question for both of you now that you've been using the iPhone Air for a bit.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Are the trade-offs worth it? Because the lightness is awesome, the size is awesome. Brandon loves it, even though the battery life is trash. but,
Over
like,
the Pro or over the standard one?
Yeah, that's the
whatever
thing
you're
is
using before.
I would not like normally switch from the Pro to this phone. It is
No.
clearly not a better phone.
No.
It is a bigger screen. It's a totally fine phone.
I have a Pro Max, so.
Oh, okay. So I came from the Pro, so it's a bigger screen for me, slightly smaller for you. It's just that I just came from the 17 Pro, so that's why I'm noticing all the downfalls of it. But if you're coming from any other random older phone and you're thinking about buying an Air, you're like, it's fine. It's going to be a totally fine phone. It's only one camera, fine. The battery life's kind of cheeks, fine, whatever. You can deal with that. But it would be so good with 2 or 3 cameras and a silicon carbon battery. That would be a great phone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that yet. So we're waiting for
If Gen 2.
Air 2.
Air 2.
Yeah.
Can I drop a crazy iPhone camera opinion?
Sure.
That I
Yes.
discovered this weekend that I
Please.
feel I need to let the world know. David, I just sent you 2 pictures via iMessage
Okay.
that I took on my iPhone. I've discovered, I forgot about Blip. I just discovered the sauce. Okay, it's it's the moment cam. First, David, tell me that these.
Didn't you
photos-
bring this up last week?
No, I've dialed it in even further with a crazy take. Moment Pro camera. You lock the ISO at 640 instead of 800. So you still get the flatness, but it's slightly less noisy. You put it in natural processing mode, so it's like almost a single exposure. And then you only use the telephoto lens.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. It looks amazing. Show Marques.
Was that you playing disc golf?
Yeah, it's me playing disc
Hell
golf.
yeah.
You played disc golf?
I can tell because he has the pencil in his hat. He has a hat designed to have a pencil in his hat.
I can tell because
Yeah.
it's a guy in the woods.
That's all you do in the woods? Play
Anyway,
disc golf?
I
It
just
just
want to
looks
say
like the woods.
I'm now telephoto superiority gang.
yeah, let's go.
So you're hoping for a telephoto on the next Air.
I think the telephoto is the only camera you need on an iPhone.
Well, that's a crazy take. That is the hottest take yet.
the only
The only camera you need.
yeah. All of those are with the telephoto. I just run really far away to take a picture and then run back to my friends.
What if you can't move further away?
I was at that really nice restaurant and he just like scoots back, walks over 3 tables, snaps a picture
You're
of his
laughing, but I
food.
did
and then-
that.
Yeah, you
I
could.
literally did
I
that.
mean, you get
wanna
the
see
portrait
my
when you go to take a portrait mode photo. It automatically on a lot of phones switches
Props in.
to the portrait
If
to the
you need
telephoto
wide,
lens.
you have a selfie camera. Just turn it around.
Honestly, fair take. Fair take.
It's a technically true statement, but there's it's the worst. The thing is, the primary camera is always the biggest sensor that gets the most light and takes the best photos, has the fastest shutter speed, et cetera, et cetera. Telephoto cameras are getting better, so you can take better telephotos, but they're never as good as the primary.
No, yeah. It's
The
fair.
astronauts on Artemis
I was going to
2
say the most popular
differ.
iPhone picture in
I'm
the
not-
world,
no.
arguably, is with the
I'm not
selfie.
arguing that. It's the most popular picture, but it is definitively not the highest quality picture.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah, facts.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's the Hasselblad X1D.
Yeah, when I was in Colorado last week, I was shooting RAW a lot on the phone. And it's
That was your fault.
I actually blipped it to myself instead of it.
oh my God.
it's actually crazy how good the main oh my god.
I'm leaving that in the podcast too.
Good.
I'm not deleting it.
Good. It's actually crazy how good the main sensor is now. If you like shoot in RAW, they're so flexible. I don't really feel like I need to carry around a digital camera anymore, like almost at all.
That's where I'm at with this. Well, I can't say too much, but with this Oppo phone. The whole point of me testing it is to be like, all right, it's got these crazy specs. Can it just be as good as a regular camera?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people think about with phones with crazy cameras like this.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we talked like a little bit off the show about how all of the Chinese manufacturers now, it used to be like they would make a car version of their phone. It was like, oh, this company had Ferrari, this company had
Lamborghini
Porsche,
and McLaren,
Porsche or whatever. And now they're all doing lens manufacturers and camera manufacturers. They're like Zeiss and Leica and Hasselblad. Yeah, which is funny because I don't think that most people know who these companies are.
Yeah, agreed. Those companies might just need the extra money from licensing the most.
They should just go back to anime.
Should they do a Canon collab or something?
That'd be kind of crazy.
Would that be
with Canon color
a good
science?
idea?
I think that's a better idea than doing like Zeiss, to be honest. Like Zeiss would pull the photographer crowd, but if you want mainstream people, regular people know what Canon is.
Yeah, it's not like cars where everyone knows that a Ferrari is good, but not everybody can like experience a Ferrari. So they're like, oh, Ferrari, it must be a good collab. But with Zeiss, people don't know that Zeiss is the Ferrari of lenses, so they just kind of go, I don't know what that is.
Right.
But if they see a Canon, or
Does Canon
Sony
make sensors.
They don't make the sensor. No, that's
Because
the
then
thing.
maybe that's a thing because everyone uses the Sony sensors. They're not allowed to.
Yeah, but Hasselblad
You know what's
doesn't
funny?
make sensors either.
Sony made phones and they still stamped Zeiss on the back of their phones. So like, I don't know. They make the sensors for everyone, but they still need that clout, that name. It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go back to the Pro at some point. The main problem is that the Pro feels like 4x bigger than it did before now. Thicker.
Yeah,
it feels so thick now, and I'm like, damn.
I was using the S25 Edge for a bit, and then I switched to the S26 Ultra, and this thing feels massive. I miss the Edge.
Yeah, the Ultra even is thinner than previous Ultras, so I'd pick up that Ultra and think it's thin, but when you come from a thinner phone, it just it changes your
ruins
role.
it for you.
Yeah,
I never should have tried in the first place.
Yeah.
Speaking of Samsung, since Adam just said Samsung,
true.
We now have an alleged date for the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide event. If you don't know what the Wide is, it's basically Samsung trying to get to the Wide Boy before Apple does. So
remember how that happened with the thin phone? This is exactly what happened with the S25 Edge.
Yeah.
There were rumors for an entire year and a half of an upcoming iPhone Air. And so months earlier, Samsung went, hey, check it out. We made an ultra thin phone. First. We were first. We did it first. And they actually didn't ship it for a little while after that, but they did announce it first and they did ship it first. And now that there's rumors of this wide folding iPhone, guess what Samsung's about to do?
Be second.
The exact same thing. Actually, there's a couple
Huawei
other
did
wide
already.
ones. We actually used to have a bunch of these.
Yeah.
We had to, like Oppo.
It's also just
the Pixel Fold, the original.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like peak Google of like we had the thing everyone liked, and then we're like, no, go change what everyone else. Okay, cool, we're on the same page.
And then everyone loses what they had. Yeah.
Too ahead of their time.
Google's always ahead of their time. Glasses. Anyway, so according to a South Korean publication, the next Galaxy Unpacked will be July 22nd in London, where they will unveil the Z Fold 8 Wide. And hopefully it does not get canceled within 3 months, like the the ultra long one, the trifold did.
Did you see though that weirdly, apparently you can buy trifolds in the US for a limited time till it wipes out stock? They're like reintroducing a bunch of ones that weren't for sale yet.
Oh wow.
I think it like comes out the day this episode airs. You can buy some or something. I don't know. I saw a Verge article like, if you really want the trifolds, here's like the last of the stock that's coming to the US.
Like they're just re-releasing the stock.
Yeah. Which is funny that they canceled it and then you could buy it again.
Yeah. This event will also probably release the standard Fold 8, which will, probably be the super thin one, just like we saw with the Fold 7. And then we've also been hearing rumors of an S27 Pro.
This is hilarious.
That is supposed to sit between the standard S27 and the S27 Ultra, which is probably coming later.
Is that not just the Plus?
But they've oscillated.
So the Plus, they've like kind of down-tuned a little. And the Ultra has, I think it's a high resolution display. It's a little bigger battery. Or no, it might be the same battery. Extra camera for the Ultra. And just a couple other smaller things. So the S Pen, which kind of made its way into the Ultra when they killed the Note, is not necessarily used by everyone who wants an Ultra. So maybe if you could spend a little less on getting all the same stuff but not the pen, it would make sense. And this is classic Samsung, which is like, we're going to offer every phone that possibly could exist. So it's funny. The first thing I thought of when I saw this is the Cadillac Vistique of smartphones.
We all agree.
You know why?
I could
No.
have said it better myself.
Because Cadillac made the Lyric, which is like the S25 and S25 Plus. They also made the Escalade, which is the Escalade IQ is this enormous 200 kilowatt hour battery, 9,000 pound truck. But they also made the Vistique, which is the same size as the Escalade, but only a regular sized battery. So you still get the 3-row SUV, but you don't have to carry around 3,000 extra pounds of battery and spend the extra however many $1,000 it costs. So you still get, that's exactly what this is.
Why
It's
didn't
the
they call
Pro
it just a
phone.
different trim?
Because the
Yeah.
Escalade is the big boy, and it has a massive battery, and it's all about the massive, range and all that fun
The
stuff.
floor for that car needs to be high.
Yes.
Okay.
But like, what if you don't need that extra range and all that extra weight, and don't want to spend the extra 30 grand?
You make a new
That's
model.
where the Vistique is. That's exactly what this phone is. S27 Pro. It's going to be the same size as the Ultra. I just don't need to carry around that extra S Pen and spend the extra money on it. It's such a good analogy. You guys aren't expecting this great analogy in this
more
moment.
confused by the Pro in this lineup.
Oh, it's just Samsung has a phone at every price and every possible buyer. So
Will it have a bigger battery?
I wish, but probably not.
So they're going to get rid of the S Pen and not give you a bigger battery.
Yeah, they're
It's
going to
a-
make it cheaper.
It's
Yeah.
so funny Samsung hasn't done anything cool with their lineup in the last like 3 years, and they're like, we got them this year. Let's put one kind of in between the kind of higher mid-range and the really flagship.
And now they're gonna
that'll
have-
get everyone
Will it
excited
have
for that.
privacy display?
Probably not. That's probably an ultra only feature.
I can see that.
So then what is this phone?
Cheaper.
Yeah.
It's an Ultra, but cheaper.
Which they kind of need to do because
The Ultra's $1,250 or something.
now it's more. Wait, no, is it?
Is it?
Wait, oh, I think the higher.
Doesn't it start at $1,200?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's expensive. So
What if
now,
it
what is
was-
it going to be 1,100?
$1,100.
I guess.
That's all it is. It's just a cheaper version.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, Samsung has quietly raised their prices across almost all of the mobile devices that they sell.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Samsung co-CEO TM Rowe did say that no company would be immune to the global memory shortage quite a while ago, and it would be inevitable that Samsung would likely have to raise their prices, and now we're seeing the result of that.
What? Samsung makes the memory.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but Samsung has a different.
they sell to
company.
themselves.
Samsung wants to make
they sell
the
to
money
themselves.
also.
Yeah,
It's like Samsung Fab is different than like Samsung the mobile.
How
Samsung
different?
display.
I don't know.
Like they don't talk.
fairly different. They probably
This has happened before
It's
with like
probably
LG and LG Display,
Yeah.
where I was like,
No, but
I
those
was.
are those are actually two separate,
It's
unrelated.
the same.
companies.
It's the same effect, and they negotiate and contract with each other and are suppliers of each other and have relationships with each other.
Really, like the Samsung phones and like there's no shared ownership. Like they're two because LG and LG displays are literally two separate companies.
Yep.
No relation.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate because you'd think that they would talk and you'd think that they would simply make the cheaper memory for themselves.
You think that many of these companies would talk.
Yeah.
You'd think that, but they don't.
Even if they're not in the same exact way that LG Display and LG aren't, they are effectively separate. A lot of this happens with Google. I'll talk to Google,
All
and
the time.
people in different buildings at Google and different departments effectively never communicate with each other in weird ways, and I wouldn't be shocked if this is the exact
Which is why like random apps get updated to support different things, and then they just don't have very obvious things with each other. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, Samsung has jacked up the price of almost a dozen Galaxy phones and tablets to up to $280, from as little as $40 to as high as $280. The Z Fold 7 last week already had its price increased by about $80 across models, which makes the 1 terabyte model $2,500 and the 512 gigabyte model $2,200. But now they're raising the price of pretty much all the models except for the standard S26 series and the Ultra, which
So far.
it seems like so far. I think that they're doing that because they're trying, that's their most sold phones in the US besides like the A series are the S20, S26 Ultra and the main S26 series. And also they have all the carrier partners with, Verizon and AT&T and whatnot. I think they're trying to pad the margin on everything else. So most of their tablets went up in price.
Dude, the S11 Ultra 1 terabyte is the $280 jump.
That's crazy.
That's
S20.
It went from $1,619 to $1,899.
for S26.
No, the S11
tablet.
Ultra
Oh,
tablet.
the tablet.
yeah, it's
The
probably
1 terabyte version.
Went from what to what?
$1,619 to $1,899. It's $280.
It honestly seems like the things they sell the least amount of, they raise the prices on the most. So I think they're just trying to figure out how to pad the margin on the perimeter.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if all the other phone companies start jacking their prices up this year. We haven't really seen that yet. This is kind of the first.
I heard the memory crisis was almost over.
Yeah, I mean, there was a thing with like OpenAI didn't actually purchase all the memory and it started to go down a little bit, but apparently it's still a major problem.
It's definitely still a problem, but
Yeah.
maybe with a light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm sure the variability of it is a major problem.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel now, but who knows who's going to screw something up any day now.
Yeah.
By the time between us recording and this coming out,
It could change
who knows
dramatically.
what could happen.
True.
Speaking of companies not really talking to themselves, Andrew, do you want to take us through this Google back button hijacking
I
scam?
am very passionate about this article
ready.
because it's something that this feels like Google made their own version of did they even test this and then realized it and then were like, we should fix this. So do you know what? I've never heard the term before, but back button hijacking is?
I think I understand it now.
Yes. I think everyone's dealt with it, whether it's like clicked in your head of what's going on. But essentially,
I had never heard of this before you explained it to me.
but then I explained it and you can like remember a time it's happened.
Everyone's
to you, right?
experienced
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to usually more sketchy websites, if you click in from like a Google search result, you realize that's not the page you want to be on, and you click back and you wind up at the page you were at already. And you click back again and you're still at the same page. You click back again, you're still at the same page. If you wind up holding that back button, you'll see this big, because that's like when you show your whole history of back, you'll notice there are like 4 or 5 pages between you and the search result you came from.
Yeah.
And that's back button hijacking. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. It's a tool that was made for like actually really specific things. I think someone described like if you're in Gmail and you're inside of a email and you want to click back, it should take you still to the Gmail URL, but in your inbox instead. That's what it's meant to do. But people can do that to bring it to a super fast loading direct link. So
I've seen that a lot.
if you're on all recipes and you go back, it's going to just whip you to all recipes again.
So annoying. You have to just like mash the back button like 7 times.
Or
defeat it.
hold it down and come up to. I mean, I think most people just close the tab and start Google searching again because that's the easiest way of doing it. And it is infuriating.
Yeah.
So finally, Google is now going to consider this a malicious practice. And if it finds your website is partaking in those practices, you could be listed as spam, which will impact your performance in search results. The funniest part of the whole release of this is they said they've noticed a rise in this behavior. This has been going on for like 10 years. There's no way now there's a rise in this behavior. Probably because less people are going to websites because it's all getting scraped from Google AI.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably Gemini started getting pissed when it was trying to back after scraping all the... it kept scraping the same thing over and over again. But like, I'm not going to be mad. Late is better than never. But this should have been fixed a really, really long time ago. But thank you for finally
I
fixing
guess
it.
they're doing some spring cleaning, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody in like the 70th Google building on the corner logged in one day and was like, I could fix this.
Or he found like that Post-it note that's buried on his desk that's like, fix back button hijacking. When did I write
12
this?
years ago. 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, but thank you.
Speaking of something that has gotten an update that I'd hoped got updated a long time ago.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nailed it.
New GoPros. This is like a blast. You guys remember GoPro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're still around.
They help you go pro.
Because their lunch has been eaten by Insta360 and DJI in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But they're still around making action cameras, making 360 cameras. And they came out with this new camera called the Mission 1. It's kind of interesting. We love these tiny action cameras for being in the corner of a car or being in like the mounted on the outside of a car or like a small space where it's kind of a crash cam. If it falls off, it's fine, but it's just sort of an extra angle that you can get because this camera is so small and versatile. But the quality is not that great, typically. It's good enough, but it's not amazing. So the Mission 1 is a new camera that is a larger 1-inch sensor, and the entire thing is built around being a cinema-grade, like proper camera. Now, all of this is dependent on the footage actually looking good, but this is everything I ever wanted from a GoPro. It frees them up to keep making the Hero like an action cam, a crash cam.
Right.
But now with this larger sensor, they've made like an interchangeable lens mount version. They've made a bunch of accessories where you can, plug in extra memory. You can plug in microphones. You can pair all sorts of things to the GoPro. It makes it a much more I don't want to say RX 100, but like a cinema version of an RX 100.
It's like it's riggable. Like you can
for
rig
real.
it up to
Cage.
They showed me a bunch of accessories for it, a cage for it, a bunch of underwater
Diving
shooting accessories. It'll shoot 8K, open gate, so the whole sensor. It's a really convincing set of specs. So I would like to use it and verify that the footage actually looks better.
Yeah.
But they showed me some footage that they've rigged this thing up like with huge lenses and a cage and mics and everything and shot like really good looking stuff with it. So I'm curious. They have my attention.
The one that most people are interested in is the ILS, which is interchangeable lens system version. It takes micro Four Thirds lenses, which is very interesting. Now, obviously, micro Four Thirds lenses are pretty much the smallest lenses that you can get, and so they are, still small, but on a GoPro, they still look huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
but then, it's weird. I don't know when I would want to rig up. My example of when this could be awesome is we shoot inside a car, and the car windshield has like a super low rake, so you can't fit like a Komodo or something in there. You could fit a little GoPro with like a 70 mil or a 50 mil lens on it. Could be great.
I guess so.
Maybe.
It's interesting, but the weird thing about it is that the lens mount for micro Four Thirds that they have doesn't have any contacts, so it can't do autofocus.
Yes.
Which is very weird. If you have to have all the cameras that just focusing at infinity or focusing at a very specific distance.
Yeah. Which is
That kind of sucks.
that's true of the Komodo. I mean, the Komodo has autofocus, but we always just manual focus.
Yeah, but at least you're like carrying that camera and you can just like rack focus. But if this is mounted in a car or on
Mounted
the
in a
side of a
corner.
car,
Yeah.
in the corner, you have to like set the focus very specifically. And then what happens if it like changes? And I don't know, it's strange.
Is there focus peaking? Are there like assists in the camera?
Probably.
Most likely, and they have like a lot of very capable software things already built in, so I wouldn't be shocked if it added more over time, but like I think it shoots 8K 60 or 4K 240, which there's not a lot of other cameras that do that, period.
I'm kind of interested because as someone who really likes shooting vintage like 16 millimeter and 8 millimeter film lenses, the micro Four Thirds standard is like really easy to adapt vintage glass to.
Yeah.
And if the GoPro has a 1-inch sensor, this might actually be like the best vintage glass rig
Video.
possible.
Could be interesting.
Especially if there are focus assists, because it's really hard to find affordable micro Four Thirds cameras that have focus assists in them.
Pretty different. I think I saw something that said like this is the first time in 22 years that they have released a GoPro that is not under the Hero line.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So it's a big jump for them. They needed it because they were like on the verge of bankruptcy. So hopefully this is successful for them. They're also releasing a new wireless lav mic set that looks almost identical to the DJI ones.
I think it's a necessity. They have to do that.
Yeah.
Like that is the best part about the Action Cam is that you can just plug those DJI mics in. Like this turns into a camera that you could buy starting out trying to make some sort of a YouTube channel for content.
Yeah, this could be an awesome vlog camera. All of this is the asterisk of like, does the footage actually look good?
Yeah.
But this could be a great vlog camera.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. The sad part about these mics is that they do not do 32-bit float like the DJI ones do. So
Got it.
So many asterisks necessary there.
yeah.
I forget the exact thing, but it's just like all of those wireless mics are like, we do 32-bit float. If you stand on one leg and put your hand over your head and use them in exactly this workflow.
Only when it's a full moon.
Yeah, it is like.
Got it.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
Okay. Well, yeah, that should be interesting. You already got them in, right? I saw you took a photo of
So they brought them here. They showed them to us. I got to handle them for an hour, and then they left, and they were like, trust me, we'll send you one. So I'm like, yes, please let me try them. I want to shoot 8K 60 log, 30 FPS, open gate in a handheld camera. Like that just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon.
I can't wait for the autofocus video with you using these.
Yeah, I could shoot an autofocus video with it.
I can't wait till Ellis is walking around Brooklyn with this vintage glass on the newest GoPro and
look
taking
hilarious.
photos. It's gonna be
When
so
you get one in, I'll order a micro Four Thirds to C mount adapter, and I'll 3D print something goofy, and I will make the vintage GoPro camera.
It seems perfect for that. They showed me
the shutter accessory. Is that what you're gonna say?
no, they showed me they had adapted to PL mount. and
What?
they
Put
put
the
a
Atlas in.
massive cinema lens on it for some reason.
It's like a 30x crop factor.
some insane.
What do you mean
Yeah.
for some reason? That's
like-
awesome.
It's so tiny. If you're gonna rig that much up, you might as well throw like a Komodo in front.
28
of it, but they're like,
millimeter is going to be like a 120 equivalent on that thing.
Do we know the price? Yeah.
No.
we don't.
They did not announce it yet.
I can do my best guessing job. I think it'll be under 1,000. I think it'll be over the current GoPro post tariff pricing is like $400 something, right?
This might be the greatest vintage glass camera. Dude, if straight up, if there's like focus peaking and magnification in it for like, oh my God.
Yeah. So you don't have
Unless
to
the
buy.
hipster era has peaked.
Yeah.
If you want to do this with an actual Micro Four Thirds camera, like you don't get those features until you're spending like $900 on a used camera, which is like,
Yeah.
kind of defeats the point. Anyway, sorry.
Another quick story. Google randomly released this new Spotlight for Windows application, which is actually quite cool. It's a little floating window that pops up when you use a keyboard shortcut.
Redcast.
And and you can ask it for context about your screen. It can do screen recordings. You can use Google Lens to sort of drag your cursor over something and it'll Google it for you. It can access files on your computer and it can access files on your Google Drive all at once. So it's kind of like this cool hybrid, like on device and also in cloud little pop-up box that you could just call at any time. Dare I say, this is
Clippy.
just a... This is just a better version of Copilot, is like what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of fire. If this, I don't
It's
have a
pretty sweet.
Chromebook, but I want most of the nice parts. Of
I mean, more people use like Google Drive than use OneDrive.
Exactly.
And it only works on Windows. So
There's like Google Cowork,
kind
like
of.
Claude Cowork, but Googleified.
Well, it can't really do things for you. But
Well, you said it could like reach into Drive and local
search.
files.
yeah, it can search.
Oh, it can only search. So you can't like copy it from one place to another
No,
or
you-
like manipulate.
I think you
things.
can.
Can you tell it to like rename a bunch of files in your downloads folder? That's like the classic
you can't.
Claude Cowork example.
It doesn't have like autonomous. Like
Oh.
it can't do things for you autonomously. When I say like you can access those files, it's like you do a search and it's like a universal search that goes between your desktop and also your Google Drive.
Okay.
So it's still handy.
It's interesting.
And it's quite cool. And it's cool that it just like floats to the side and you can just like invoke it with a keyboard shortcut. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they made this or why they made this now. Super random, but it's very cool. And I wish they had it for.
Have you ever tried to search for a local file on a Windows computer? That's why they made it.
Yeah. Just why in 2026 that's been a problem for like 30 years.
Can they make search in Gmail better?
Yeah, I was gonna say this company is
Yeah,
good at some
that
search
really
and bad
is.
at some search.
Yeah. You know what I really want? On mobile version of Gmail, there's the all mail function. They do not have that on the desktop. And you have to like keep changing your accounts over and over again. It's so annoying. Anyway, I would love that.
Unless you have side-by-side browser windows open.
Like a king. Like a king.
I want to hit you with the dumbest headline I saw.
Hit me.
You all talked about it before. I was trying to keep this a secret, but it sounds like half of you read this. So struggling shoe retailer Allbirds makes bizarre pivot from shoes to AI. Stock explodes more than 700%.
700%?
Did you hear about this morning when they were
Are you
talking about
serious?
it? Okay, cool.
That is the dumbest thing.
So
I've ever heard.
Allbirds is pivoting from shoes to AI. They're going to
not.
sell off their shoe assets to American Exchange Group
Wait,
for
what?
$39 million. They quote, they are going to pivot its business to AI compute infrastructure with a long-term vision to become a fully integrated GPU as a service, GPU AAS.
This is.
Sorry. There's more.
Was this April Fool's Day? That this came out?
No, everything I said had to have a line that said, "This is real." It says, an AI native cloud solutions provider. In connection with this pivot, the company anticipates changing its names to Newbird.ai.
Newbird.
This reads strikingly like an April Fool's
Well,
Day joke.
this really reads like an AI.
Look at the stock chart.
Wow.
Holy crap.
So they also,
It's not the Onion.
because of this
Hockey
pivot,
stick.
they proposed to their shareholders if they could remove all references to the company being operated for the environmental conservation public benefit.
Oh my.
Imagine saying that out loud.
This reads now. Are you sure it's not the Onion? Because that's
The
where-
Onion's like, we're out of a job.
Crazy. Wait, so they're selling the shoe company
They're selling all their shoe assets.
to who?
American Exchange Group.
the shoe
who I have
assets,
no idea
just
what
like
that is.
the shoes and the designs.
I'm
and
assuming
IP
the
for
rest of
shoes.
the
Are
shoes.
they still going to be sold under Allbirds?
They're changing their name to Newbird.ai.
Yeah, so their shoes will be old birds.
This is the biggest it game plan I've ever seen. They thought that they were going to be a tech company because they were selling products to tech people, but it wasn't really tech. And then they've just been in Silicon Valley so long, you're like, it.
From the articles I read, it basically was like our evaluation when we IPO'd was like $4 billion, and now it's so much less than that.
Yeah,
that they're like, we need to do something else because we're IPO and we have to please.
They IPO'd at 1,000. Wait, that can't be right. That's $1 million a share.
I don't know enough about the stock market, but I do think $4 billion is maybe a little bit silly for a shoe company.
That is so crazy.
I mean,
well, they're not.
Dude, do you remember when Allbirds first came out? They were
so popular.
Like,
they were so.
I mean,
everyone,
yes,
but they were valuation
like
of $2.2 to $4 billion when they IPO'd in
Nike
2021.
Worth? I'm just googling how much Nike is worth right now. $67 billion. Okay, I guess that is pretty high.
Dude, Allbirds were.
They were so hyped.
Everyone loved them.
Are the shoes on sale right now?
Apparently through American Exchange, whatever.
That's crazy. Well, rip
your
to
new
it.
your new Allbirds come with a GPU. Actually, they don't. You have to pay with a GPU so they can put it in their infrastructure.
And people still say we're not in a bubble. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes for them.
This may age incredibly poorly.
I mean, honestly, maybe GoPro should have done the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like if you're gonna sink, you might as well become an AI company before you
I
sink.
guess so. Yeah.
Just paint AI over your company and hope that it changes.
They already have the first two letters. They got the G and the P, in GoPro. We're just the U.
GoPro
away.
Universe. GoPro Universe.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
could be their
Good for them,
their online crypto.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right.
crazy. Get your bag.
Their company's not going to die.
The straight up just asking if we can remove all references that we care about the environment is a wild thing to put out in the public.
Can't really say you do when you just run a GPU farm. It's not really compatible.
Hey, what if you heated your pool with it or something? Then technically you're removing.
Isn't that what Linus did in one of his videos?
I think he
cooled is the other way around. He cooled his computers off with the pool water, correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
it would be
thing.
crazy to heat your pool with the
No, that's the same.
That's
thing.
not
Yeah, then the pool water goes back
I
into the
get-
pool and it's
Yeah.
warmer.
Yeah, the difference it would make to the pool versus the difference it's
what we're
making
doing
to
to the
GPU
ocean.
temperatures is.
I don't know. It depends on how many computers you got.
Damn.
Heat the oceans. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some updates from the last year that all have lots of updates that we can tell you about. So it's going to be fun. But first, you know what doesn't get updated that we do every single week?
Trivia,
Dude.
guys. We're pivoting the podcast. Guys, we all know GoPro for its hero and now mission line of little tiny cameras. But from 2016 to 2018, GoPro briefly entered this adjacent product category. What is it?
What was your timeline?
2016 to 2018. It didn't go well and they stopped.
Oh, I think I might have had that product.
GoPro entered.
GoPro
Yeah.
entered and then
trying to remember.
promptly left.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Allbirds.
GPU compute.
Okay.
All right.
GPUs.
Well, we'll think about it. It's a blast from the past, kind of like the rest of this episode.
Yeah.
Answers will be at the end like usual. We'll be right back. Support for the show comes from Hostinger. You might find it easy to come up with an idea for a cool new product, but building that into something real, something that other people can actually enjoy, that starts with you making the first move, and with AI changing the landscape for entrepreneurs everywhere, Hostinger can help you make the first move in just a few minutes instead of a few weeks. Hostinger is an all-in-one platform that brings together everything into one place: your domain, website, email, AI tools, and AI agents, so you can launch online without stitching together 5 different subscriptions. Start with a prompt and then add your personal touch. You can create websites, online stores, and custom apps without coding or design skills, and then use AI agents to automate tedious tasks and help grow your business. Hostinger powers over 10 million websites, and there's a reason it earned a CNET Editor's Choice Award. So turn your one day into day one. Go to hostinger.com/waveform to bring your idea online for under $3 a month. Plus, get an extra 20% off with promo code Waveform. That's less than the price of a cup of coffee per month. That's hostinger.com/waveform, promo code Waveform for an extra 20% off. All right, welcome back. Welcome to this segment where we mostly talk about things that may sound familiar because they're updates to things that we've previously talked about. This segment is called Circling Back.
Wow.
Ari, my last conversation.
We're not even sure if it's going to be a segment, but that's too good of a name, so it's now a segment.
Even if it's
call
just
it
a one-time segment.
Per my last email.
All right. First up, we talked about Khably Lame's near $1 billion deal. Something about he was like selling his company and his image for unlimited use to turn into like an AI likeness content generator version of himself or something for $1 billion.
Yep.
We were a little skeptical because they promised to make like hundreds of millions of dollars off of his likeness in like no time. Turned out we were right to be skeptical.
Yeah.
They essentially paid him in stock, and then obviously all those headlines go out. The stock price goes up, and then shortly after crashes and is, I don't want to say worthless now, but I think you understand the risk of a all stock deal when they're promising you billions of dollars like that.
It was a rug pull. It's very similar to what happens in crypto coins, where they basically like IPO'd it and then they merged like his image as a new company, and then a ton of fans bought a ton of stock because they're like, oh, they're going to make hundreds of billions of dollars, and then all of a sudden the price completely collapsed, which means that the company probably had most of the stock
And probably sold it all.
Yeah.
And now Khably Lame doesn't own his likeness or have any of the stock.
No, but he might have made the money. We're not really sure.
That's the tough part about
Maybe he
all of
rug
this
pulled.
is,
He might have been the rug puller.
It is a weird thing though, where lots of companies, you don't know for sure, but lots of companies tag on to people with a lot of influence and then rug pull under them, because then that person with influence as the public facing person gets to
backlash.
They get shit on.
Yeah, nobody's talking about
Hard to
Rich
a girl.
Sparkle Holdings,
Yeah.
even though they probably should be.
Everything's a scam these days.
Pretty much.
Everything's a scam.
If someone
of-
offers you $1 billion for your likeness, maybe think a little bit more about that.
If you're
probably
getting
still
offered more than the highest contract in the MLB, there's probably something wrong with that.
He does have more followers than that person.
True.
Is that
Juan Soto.
do this.
what's this?
You're thinking Shohei.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani.
It's Juan Soto.
Sports.
765 million. I only know because I reference it every time a company
year?
gets sold. No. Over 10-ish years.
Shohei was a billion.
Was Shohei's bigger? But didn't Shohei's have like a bunch? I don't know. Juan Soto's was after, maybe. I just use Juan Soto's because there's lots of tech companies that get sold for less money than Juan Soto is making.
That's crazy.
And that's hilarious.
Wow. Juan Soto should buy Apple. Speaking of scams, as you said.
Yeah. NZXT and their Flex PC rentals. Do you remember that at all?
Yes.
That's a fun one.
Big Gamers Nexus investigation into this.
Exactly. If you really want everything that happened here, there's about 7 hours of footage from Gamers Nexus. That is really, really interesting. But really quick TLDR, 2024 NZXT was renting out computers on a subscription-based basis. The weird thing about it was, one, when you didn't buy the computer outright when you got to the price of the computer. That was crazy. Some of the times you would switch from buying the computer to renting the computer on their website. It would change the specs without really noticing, so you'd get a worse computer. Yeah. And then they had a bunch of like promotions and integrations where, I don't know if they told the people to say this, but somebody was saying something like, you could rent this computer and then win a Fortnite tournament and then buy a computer. Like, it's like one of those, like, it's basically making you money.
Yeah,
You're losing money by
not doing it.
Really, really sketchy, borderline scammy, if not a total scam. But they just reached a settlement for $3.4 million, I think. $3.45 million. Essentially, in the lawsuit, it's saying that people who are getting collected debt from, which apparently some of the apparently some of the instances where like people actually paid and they still have debt collectors coming at them. So it just sounds like the company that they're working with, I forget the name in here, is doing it really poorly. So some people who are paying, they're going to get money back from the settlement. And then some people who were paying for over 2 years, they're saying get to own the computer outright.
Yeah.
That's good.
And the weird thing is, though, NZXT is still offering some rental programs. They've changed a couple things in it, but it still seems really sketchy. Don't rent a computer. It's stupid. It also, if you're renting a computer, the computer's changed so much that it's going to be like fucking obsolete by the time you don't even get to pay it off. I don't even know what's
that's
going on.
Rent-A-Center's entire point. That's the reason that was basically a scam too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go watch the Gamers Nexus video for the whole thing on this, but NZXT, that sucks.
this
Don't
was
do that.
extra lame because they were I mean, if you're talking about you could win a Fortnite tournament and then buy your own computer, they're probably kind of targeting 15-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like kids who probably don't have enough money to buy a gaming PC. And then they entice you with this idea of like, you could win this thing that you play all the time and then you could buy it yourself and you don't have any money. And like,
it's predatory.
that's super predatory.
And also by doing that is like when you look at a computer at first that's maybe close to your price range, maybe it's like $1,200. Then you go to the rental version, which is showing a monthly payment. Then you're like, oh, I can bump up the specs on this a little bit. It's only changing my rental price a couple dollars a month. And then it's not that far off from like car payments at this point, like tacking on extra trim levels and stuff. So, but when you're targeting Fortnite players, which we all know is a certain age group, you're targeting the most vulnerable part
For
of that.
sure. Yeah. Very lame. But good
Super lame.
that this lawsuit went through. So I'm glad that people are getting the money back.
Agreed. Do you want to do the...
Yeah. Next one. This was only a few weeks ago that this happened, but you know, things of this administration change very quickly. We didn't know why, but the Pentagon decided to ban all routers from being imported into the U.S. in the future that were not made in America, which was really...
So all routers?
So all routers.
Yeah.
Practically. Maybe not Cisco, but they're probably still assembled in Vietnam or something. So we don't really know why, but just today, the FCC gave yesterday, the FCC gave Netgear conditional approval to import future routers, modems, and gateways into the U.S. through October 1st of 2027. Netgear has not announced any plans to bring its manufacturing to the United States, and the Pentagon has stated that such devices do not pose risk to the U.S. national security. So Pete Hegseth, why did you ban them in the first place? Tell me that.
Do you know what's funny? Netgear was one of the main targets of the Chinese hacking group attack.
Yeah.
That was because a bunch of people did a really bad job of updating the security issues with it. But Netgear's like the router that got hacked in the whole thing they're referencing for doing the banning list.
Right. And they said that it wasn't like explicitly Netgear's fault because it was some like ISP firmware thing that happened to go through the router.
I think it was just a lacking of updating a security measure in the routers.
Right. So I'm not saying this was a bribe, but I'm not saying it wasn't a bribe. Just gonna say
not saying.
I'm not saying.
Allegedly.
Do you know what email I did get this morning?
What?
From Netgear. It says Netgear is the first retail consumer router company to receive conditional approval from the FCC, and then a whole thing about how they're the first ever retail customer with conditional approval.
2 weeks ago when this first changed.
Yeah, the FCC called for a stronger safety and security standards. This aligns with our security first approach, and
that's like when businesses like put outside their business establish 2026, and you're like, okay, that doesn't really help.
So
the funny thing about
they're
that,
happy about it.
Most people that got that email probably don't even know what happened. They probably don't even know that the routers got banned, because you've got to be pretty in the weeds to know that the Pentagon decided to ban routers that were coming from not the United States. So we'll see if this extends to more router companies. It would be very strange if Netgear was the only company allowed to sell routers in the United States in the future, given they are probably one of the larger router manufacturers in the US, unless you're a big gamer that can afford this and can buy like a Asus, whatever, the spider one. Yeah, the one that looks like a spider. So, I don't know. It's weird. All right, we got one more that is it's a far callback to a very early episode.
Yeah, but I think arguably one of the biggest things, despite it sounding like it has absolutely nothing to do with tech. John Deere just settled for a $99 million lawsuit over right to repair.
Which was one of our first ever bonus episodes.
Was it really?
Right to Repair episode where we talked to John Deere and a couple of right to repair advocates.
Yeah, John Deere is like this thing where in the tech world doesn't feel like it has anything to do with us, but they are just right to repair hates John Deere because of all the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So this is obviously much larger. $99 million to farmers in a class action lawsuit that accuses them of preventing farmers or mechanics from being able to repair their equipment.
Yeah.
With the new lawsuit, John Deere is going to make repair resources, this is where I was a little confused, available for 10 years based on a license or subscriptions, which
What?
sounds like not the best way of doing this. I'm not totally sure how that's working out, but they have agreed to allow owners and shops to run diagnostics on equipment while in offline mode by the end of the year, which is huge because previously what you had to do if you were a farmer who had a giant tractor break is bring it to an authorized dealer to get it fixed.
Which is probably very far away from your farm.
From your farm, and the equipment you're bringing in is probably heavy.
And it has to be during business hours. It has to be like there have to be people that know how to fix it. It's probably going to take them at least a week to fix it. And I remember talking to some farmers about this, and they were like, it would just throw like the most basic system error that like I should be able to fix with a wrench. But because I can't access the firmware, I can't do anything to it. And it was a whole thing.
Yeah, and you need to get it like towed to the nearest retail. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the lawsuit was filed in 2022, and while the settlement's not perfect, this still, in the right to repair world, has got to be one of the biggest wins, whether it's a perfect win or not. Probably one of the biggest wins in the battle of right to repair.
Yeah, I'm curious what the details of that like subscription to be able to fix your thing.
My first thought was do just some different non-authorized retailers. Can they like buy a subscription to access different parts if they're not the owner? So like maybe different, because it mentions mechanics. So maybe there are mechanics that aren't authorized and maybe they can somehow pay to have subscriptions or licenses for repairing equipment. So it doesn't have to be only specific ones.
Yeah.
Not totally sure, but.
Yeah. This is one of those things that you don't really realize has been like completely upended by technology. You know, tractors and farming in general have been like, they use a lot of AI stuff now to detect what's a weed and what's a crop. And it's to the point where like you kind of have to use this stuff because if you're using traditional equipment, you're going to be way, way, way behind in the amount of stuff that you can harvest. But at the same time, you have no control. You're basically selling your soul to like a giant farming company that allows you to use this stuff and you can't fix it yourself. And it's like it's catch-22.
It's very annoying.
Yeah.
And hopefully fixed soon.
Yeah.
And I hope the legal precedent extends to like other sort of industries. I've been hearing a lot that like things like cement mixers or weed whackers are also slightly different because it's not like they're using AI, but it's like it's the same thing where it's like there's no reason these things are not repairable other than the companies who make them refuse to sell spare parts at a fair price.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right. I mean, we saw a couple of years ago, Apple started selling like their own parts repair kits. And at first it was like a large, heavy box that like made it very difficult to use, but they've gotten better over time. So we saw some New York laws that were passed a couple of years ago about right to repair. So I think we're getting there.
More precedents that get set, the better.
Yeah.
That episode was so long ago. I don't even think Ellis was here yet.
I don't think so.
No,
Right to Repair Deep Dive was like episode 3 of
2021
Video Waveform.
That episode is I wasn't even born yet.
Actually, was that even Video Waveform or was it
It
still
was.
audio?
I went to double check. It was video.
I think it was the first ever bonus episode.
You guys published that episode by speaking into a can.
And it just went straight to megaphone.
Yeah. So.
Marques, you typed breaking news in.
Breaking news!
Breaking news! Breaking news fish. That's a hilarious reference. I just got an email that Gemini for Mac just got released. It is essentially the same thing that we were talking about earlier with for Windows.
Oh.
But it's also now on the Mac. So if you go to Gemini.com, Gemini.google/Mac, it's the same thing.
Such a funny URL.
Yeah, Gemini.google/Mac. But it's
pancakes.bacon/jam.
it's essentially like it's the same thing. It replaces your keyboard shortcut. So like right now you can replace Spotlight with whatever alternative. You can have this replace Spotlight and then jump in and access your files or your Google Drive or your whatever. And it's your chatbot and it's your Gemini or desktop.
Google's going to Sherlock Spotlight.
Oh my God.
Well,
What
Brent,
is
you
the
said
shortcut
it
to
too.
activate this? Do you have it installed yet?
I do have it installed already, and the shortcut is customizable, but by default, your mini chat shortcut is Option Space, and your full chat shortcut is Option Shift Space. But I think I can change that. Yeah, I can just change that to whatever.
I just want it to be space.
I want to. That was crazy. I want to change it to Control because then I could just use all of them. I'll have Command Space for Spotlight, Option Space for Raycast, and then Control Space for Google Gemini.
It's also funny because
bold.
Control is generally the hotkey for Windows.
Yeah.
And use the Gemini thing.
I can't wait to be really old and talking to my great grandkids and say something like, I remember when Google Sherlocked Spotlight and also turned Raycast into Clubhouse. And they'd be like, oh man, you really need to be in a home.
Like, it's time for a nap.
All right, Grandpa.
That happened.
Let's get you to bed. Back in the AI wars.
I talked about it on a podcast.
What's a Dad, what's a podcast?
Okay,
Grandpa,
I'm
what's a
sure,
podcast?
Grandpa, it's time to take a nap.
It was an audio feed. It was syndicated really simply.
You joke, but you will be telling them about
You mean
this.
Spotify?
Yeah. No, they don't even. Spotify will be long gone. It'll be they're going to rebrand to a GPU company at some point.
Wow, I can dig into your
There
YouTube.
will just be like one giant data center somewhere in the desert that makes one continuous song with AI, and you just sort of tune in to see what's going on with the song. It's like perpetual stew but with music.
I don't hate that.
Someone barcode this. I want that.
I'm surprised you haven't already, Alice.
This is like, I remember like so long ago, I met someone who was at a VC firm that was like working on this exact project, or it wasn't this exact project, but the idea was like, what if you could turn one song into an entire day's listening experience with generative AI? So like, they would add guitar solos. And then one idea they pitched was they were like, yeah, at one point, like the music will sort of get really quiet and it'll be like a podcast about the song. And it's like,
That guy's listening to this episode and he's like, it did sound that stupid.
I thought it was cool. This was like 2017, like very early trend, like before AIs could generate any of these things. So it was very like pie in the sky. And I remember being like, that sounds kind of interesting. And now that they can, I'm like, oh my God. Before we move on, I just want to say while we're talking about AI music, I was in a coffee shop.
That's
last
crazy,
weekend.
dude.
I know.
Wow.
outside?
It was an indoor building.
Nice.
I think. But
Interesting.
listen to a song, I was like, oh, interesting song. Next song, I was like, oh, this coffee shop's dude's, pretty middle of the road. And then that song died down and I just heard, okay, Michael. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And I was like, no, they're not. They're using the Spotify DJ in the coffee shop.
What's up, David?
That's great. Quick update.
Daft Punk, bringing it home.
You can make control space the shortcut.
Sick.
So if you want, you can live this life.
You got Claude on one. You got Gemini on the other. Tap.
Caps lock.
That was a very Linux coded sentence of you because it's command space on Mac OS. Anyway, are we ready for trivia?
I use Arch, by the way.
I am ready for trivia.
Nice.
Let's get it.
I need the points.
Well, here's your chance. Trivia question number 2. Earlier, I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about temperature and Celsius. Oh, it was the bug.
It was the bug.
That's what it was. So, here's your question.
Oh, no.
32 degrees Celsius is what in Fahrenheit?
That's so obvious.
I'm glad I know
Is
that
it?
one. I thought
The
you were gonna do
nearest tenth of the decimal without going over.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you guys are backwards.
The other way around.
You said 32 Celsius?
32 Celsius.
Oh,
Yep.
whoops. Okay. I'll think.
Everyone in other countries is yelling at us right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they have to know Fahrenheit. It's just the other way around.
I think 32 Celsius is enough to kill a bear with the amount of caffeine. But maybe that's just me.
Okay.
Nice. How much caffeine would kill a bear? I did do a lot of research on how much caffeine would kill a person
Dude, cocaine bear?
because I had a crazy experience once.
Dude, someone asked this question on Reddit, word for word, 4 weeks ago. How much caffeine would I need to kill a bear with a heart attack?
What kind of bear?
Yeah, brown bear or black bear?
They're very different bears.
Or like a man.
polar bear.
Like a man.
No good answer.
The top
probably.
comment is 200. They say, first of all, it would die of a seizure, not a heart attack. Second of all, 200 cups for a black bear, 400 cups for a grizzly bear.
Whoa.
Assuming this random Reddit comment.
Do you know a good way to tell the difference between
Between what?
black bear and a grizzly bear?
If it's alive after 200 cups of coffee.
And that's when we take a break. We'll be right back. Support for the show comes from Shopify. Every thriving, successful business has to start somewhere. A good place to start is with the relatively simple question, what if, given the right tools, I really put my all into this? One tool that can help grow your sprouting business to new heights is Shopify. Millions of businesses around the world rely on Shopify for e-commerce, from businesses just getting started to your favorite name brands. They offer a host of helpful tools you can take advantage of, from payment processing to analytics to website design. Their design studio includes hundreds of templates to help you create the exact website you've been envisioning for your business. Their email and marketing tools make it easy to get your name out there and stay connected with your customers. If you're thinking, what if I need help? Well, then no worries, because you're never left to fend for yourself. Shopify's award-winning customer support is available 24/7. So it's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/waveform. Go to shopify.com/waveform. That's shopify.com/waveform.
All right, welcome back. I have a sports question that Marques is going to explain in tech terms, which is kind of weird because it feels like the basis of the question already kind of is within tech itself.
Correct.
There's also a reason in the beginning Marques said it's a sports related thing and not a golf related thing, because I'm sure most people wouldn't make it this far into the podcast if they knew it was about golf. Too bad you're here. Don't go away.
Burn.
Okay, so I saw this.
Do you mean regular golf or ball golf?
Ball golf?
Okay, cool.
What?
Not disc golf.
Or
Wait.
Not the superior.
What is regular golf then?
Ball golf?
the original.
No.
Sorry.
You sold us out.
We're disc golf fans here.
Oh, I knew that.
We?
So regular is disc is what you're saying.
That's
You're saying it's
That was
superior.
the joke. Now I feel like this is not even. Please just continue.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the original tweet was actually from Andrew Martinick, and he said, imagine being this crazy about your custom 3D printed irons and losing in every serious tournament to guys who don't do any of that and just play with normal equipment. And it's referencing a tweet about Bryson DeChambeau and his 3D printed 5-iron, where a reporter asked, are you satisfied with the 5? He said, yeah, I mean, I only hit it once today. And the reporter said, how long does it take to make? Where he replied, prints in 8 hours, machines there 3 or 4 hours, then you have to cut grooves in it and a bunch of other stuff so you can have something within a day and a half.
If it's 3D printed, is it still made of iron?
I'm so confused
It's called a 5-iron.
about this. Well, I mean, honestly, I am confused about the material of the
I thought you said this was about
golf club.
sports.
Wow.
This was at the Masters this
The
weekend,
disrespect
right?
is crazy. Yeah.
Explain tech.
Which is like the minor league of golf.
Yeah, no?
It's the one with the really cheap food.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you went there. So, in order to understand why this is weird, you need to understand a little bit more about golf and about Bryson. Golf, you have a set of 18 clubs you're allowed to carry, and every club is typically a different loft and different length. So the higher the ball goes, the more lofted it is, and the shorter the club.
Which is the angle of the head.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So a 9-iron will have a lot of loft and will be shorter. And you go all the way to like a 4-iron, and it will be not very lofted to go farther, and the club is longer.
When you say the club is, you mean the head is shorter or longer, or the length of where the
length-
handle is?
the
is
length
shorter
of the
and longer?
club.
Okay, so every iron has a different angle and has a different physical length from ground to hands.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's to give you the smooth transition from the shortest clubs all the way to the longest club in the bag, which is the driver, which
Okay.
has the least loft, longest club, goes the farthest, biggest swing.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Go for it.
Which is the one that I use for mini golf?
You have a putter for mini golf,
Putter.
which is
That's
the
none of
shortest
these.
club.
They're all putters.
And it goes the shortest distance. It happens to have basically no loft. Typically actually has 1 degree of loft, but we'll ignore that. So, Bryson is a bit of an unusual golfer. Bryson has this history of the last couple years of really tweaking his clubs and trying to optimize his swing, because the best golfers in the world are the most consistent golfers in the world. And he is the only one, as far as I know, who thought, you know, why do all my clubs have to be different lengths? I'm going to have the same grip and the same length on every single one of my irons, which doesn't sound that weird, but when you put the longest and shortest irons next to each other, you'll realize that that's really unusual. His shortest irons are the same length as his longest irons, so that he can have the same swing with all of his irons.
Why are they different lengths in the first place?
They're all different lengths in the first place because to hit it further, you want a longer lever. So less loft and longer lever, it all just kind of smoothly graduates you to the longest club in the bag. But he's decided to just have the same exact length for all of his irons, which is highly unusual. And he's the only one who would do this kind of thing because he's kind of the mad scientist of the golf world of being willing to try and tinker with new equipment. So he's been one of the best golfers in the world, debatably, but for the last couple of years. The Masters, as you point out, very big tournament, maybe the biggest tournament. If you're a golfer, I'm understating this. It is the biggest tournament, obviously. He goes to the Masters, and apparently one of this new things he's trying is a 3D printed 5-iron specifically.
What makes it called? Why is it called 5-iron?
So a 9-iron, an 8-iron, a 7-iron, 6-iron, 5-iron are all next to each other in the bag. The 5-iron is a very specific club that typically goes the same distance every single time. It's slightly shorter than the 4-iron, slightly longer than the 6-iron. For some reason, just as 5-iron is the one that's 3D printed.
Do you know the specifics of like how?
I don't. I would imagine it's a lot more complicated than the 3D printers were picturing, which are like plastic and obviously not. This is definitely still metal. The thing also about making clubs for a tournament like this is every club has to be legally allowed and tested. Right. So it has to pass USGA regulations. And so it has to meet a certain set of requirements for that. It has to have grooves, it has to have all this stuff. Assuming, well, he played with it. So he got this 3D printed club approved to be just special enough for this. The other thing about Bryson is he has a YouTube channel. He has big social media presence, and I love him, but he's very easy to make fun of because he's always messing with his equipment and has like little tweaks with his driver and little tweaks with these clubs that have never been used before. He goes out to the Masters. He has a 3D printed club. He does not have a good time. He plays 2 not that great rounds and doesn't make the cut. So, of course, they ask him about this club, and, when he's in a good mood, he's willing to break down all of the fun, interesting things about his clubs. When he just missed the cut at the biggest tournament of the year, the Masters, he's just like, yeah, it didn't work. It wasn't that good. That's really actually the tech angle of this, which is he literally tried to 3D print one of his clubs and make a specialized club just for this one tournament. What I think is even more interesting is the Masters itself is the least tech of any golf tournament in the world. And I wanted to conveniently use this to pivot to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is, if you actually go to the Masters, it is the one sporting event on Earth, as far as I know, where smartphones are banned from the entire grounds the entire time.
Isn't that the same with chess?
Is that a sport?
Well, okay, that was the thing that happened like a week or 2 ago. I don't think they're allowed on stage with the competitors. He's saying the
entire event.
All of the audience, the patrons, all of the players, everyone there. Nobody's taking photos with their phones because they're banned on. And so when you see photos of the Masters, it is a golfer hitting a shot, and everyone, instead of holding their phones, is just watching.
Wow!
And it is just such a blast from the past and a really refreshing, weird, like, little piece of history every time they play the Masters.
I give it a week until they're all wearing meta glasses.
So that was one of the things that's actually come up is people are going to the Masters wearing those smart glasses, and everyone's going, hey, we got to protect Augusta and ban those glasses too. Like, we really just need it to be as pure as possible. So that did come up quite a bit, but I think they will probably end up banning those glasses too. It is a little bit scary / possibly cultish the way they protect that course because if you are a YouTuber, for example, YouTube golf's gotten really big in the last couple of years. You play all the biggest courses in the world, but if you go to play Augusta, no cameras allowed, and you sign an NDA and you can't talk about it.
What?
And it's like,
you can't talk about the course?
Yeah, you can't talk about the time that you played the course. And so there's no video evidence of it, and you sign these NDAs. It's like this really weird thing where you see it on TV.
People there or something?
You see it on TV.
Sounds like to me.
Every year on TV, this course looks absolutely perfect. The grass is the exact same shade of green as all the chairs that are on the course because they've matched those things. Oof. Like all of the scoreboards are in the exact same places every single year. It's this almost mythical course where if you ever do get the chance to go there, you don't have a camera with you, you don't have your phone, you just kind of have to take it in and experience it and go home. And that...
like the Stone Ages.
Yeah. And that's
crazy.
That's what you leave with.
What is the benefit of that? Is it like to prevent cheating or something, or they just want to keep this like aura?
It's just
definitely creates an
aura.
aura.
There's also like
just protects the integrity of the like historical nature of this. It's just the only original golf event left like that.
Isn't there like extremely minimal ads? Like, aren't there like 6 sponsors for the whole thing? And
yes,
so like the whole thing is just OG.
Yeah. And the thing you brought up about the food, like the food is still the same prices that it was 50 years ago. It's still $1 for a hot dog
Or like
and like
$2
a drink,
for an egg salad sandwich or
which
something
is
like that.
hilarious because people will go straight to the merch shop and spend $1,000 on shirts and hats and stuff because
$2
that's
hot
super
dog.
limited. But a $2 hot dog. So it is very much a blast from the past, and I appreciate that about it. Even though I'm a tech person, I do want to go to the Masters and just experience that.
Where is it?
It's in Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
Yeah.
If anyone from there is listening, your first video was about golf.
My first ever video was about golf. Fun fact, I did get invited to go to this Masters, and I didn't because I wanted to be here on the pod with you guys.
That's not the reason.
That's
Wrong choice, Buckets.
I couldn't make it, but I hope I get invited next time because it looks sick.
Can I go
yeah.
one more step off the rails into the most niche question possible?
Yes.
I probably could ask you this off the podcast, but since we're talking about golf anyways, I'm currently in a disc golf fantasy league, and we had a huge argument over the weekend over how
you
to
just, like,
properly
imagine
score
playing?
things.
So that if you miss the cut by a lot, you're going to have a worse day 4. If you pick someone who barely misses the cut, then you only get penalized a little bit. That would like scale, I think, properly.
We can talk more about this later because I don't want to totally. But
Yeah.
Bo, you're out there listening.
There it
Text Marques and I.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's so cute. You think that's making it onto the pod.
Anyway, the Masters
Hit
is
me up in the
great.
comments
I
about
hope I get to go someday. Bryson is maybe the most unrelatable but also relatable golfer because I'm a tech person, and he's also a YouTuber, so it's kind of a small world.
He's relatable because when I do bad at things, I don't want to talk to anyone about it.
That's facts. Yeah,
totally
that's true.
reasonable.
Super
We
true.
all know that person who's like, participates in a thing, but is actually way more interested in doing some weird technical tweaky thing. But when I say we all know that person,
We all know
He's in
Ellis.
the
we all know.
We all know
that
Ellis.
person.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's time for that last thing we do on every podcast.
Go to the Masters.
I wish. But
This
it's
was actually
trivia.
all recorded at the Masters, so it has to be deleted, and we signed an NDA.
That'd be wild.
Would we be allowed to do a pod from the Masters with no cameras, like just audio equipment?
I don't even.
Oh yeah.
Would they allow that?
I don't think so.
Picture like this table on the green. Yeah. Like 6 feet from the hole, and they just have to golf around us
That would
while we're talking.
That would be a live golf event.
Oh my gosh. Guys, GoPro between 2016 and 2018 made a thing that was not a little tiny camera. Oh, no. I mean, yeah, it was not a hero, and it was not a mission. I'm so excited for that little thing. What was it?
I feel like I should know this. What do they make?
What did they make?
I think I have a solid, educated guess.
Not a liquid
so
educated
wrong.
guess.
Bro.
No, this can't come out of my fingers. Depending on what's
was
in
not a
this
camera
podcast,
at
that's
all?
going to be really
That
confusing.
is, I mean, we did record that conversation. Andrew's referencing a conversation we had before the podcast where we were discussing what 5 liquids we would have dispensed from each of our fingers, which you will never hear.
Yes.
I have a feeling this is going to make somebody mad.
This is
Probably Ellis or Adam.
All right, who wants to go first?
Well, they just.
I'm so mad at Marquez already.
What is
I
Marquez?
picked one that's probably not the answer you want, but maybe also technically correct. Mm-hmm. They made an underwater housing for the GoPro.
Not what I was looking
The original
for.
GoPros needed waterproof housing, correct?
Exactly, they sure did.
This was not the answer.
So that's just part of the action camera, isn't it?
Probably a product that GoPro made that's not the camera, but it is.
am I that pedantic with these questions? Have I ever
Let's see what the other answers
cheaped you
are.
out of a
Yes.
really?
I might be the most correct. Let's see what they said.
My theory was GoPro makes a bunch of stuff for people who do action sports that generally wear a helmet. So maybe they made some sort of headphones that work well with helmets.
That's really interesting, but I don't think they ever made headphones.
Mine is obviously not true because I covered phones for like 15 years and I don't remember this, but I put phones.
You don't remember the GoPro phone?
Look,
would be
I don't know. They might have done some weird collab with some, I don't know,
sorry.
my two or
I've seen
something.
weirder phones.
I was referencing the GoPro Karma, which was a
The
did do a
drone!
video. We did do a video on that. I knew it. We did. Damn.
Yeah.
Drone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on, guys. You
Damn.
can't be mad that I'm not giving
A drone is a camera though.
That's why I was like, when I was like, it wasn't a little tiny camera. And then I was like,
Oh.
but it kind of is a little tiny camera.
Gotcha.
Quick update on the score. Marques with 21 after that incorrect answer. Andrew with 22 after getting that one wrong. And David with 25 after not getting the correct answer.
Thanks.
Okay, Mr. Thesaurus.
Next question. 32 degrees Celsius is what in Fahrenheit? I'm accepting the answer to the nearest tenth of a decimal point without going over.
Can we just do delta?
Nope. It's so easy. Oh, this is so easy.
I never said it was.
I never said
I
No,
was
both
wrong.
of them were just backwards.
I was wrong.
That was my original question. Then
Can
I
you
was
say it
like,
one more
that's
time?
too easy.
Now I'm confused.
32 degrees Celsius is what in Fahrenheit?
Okay.
Do you remember the formula?
Oh wait, I don't remember the formula. I remember part of the formula.
Oh, I wish.
Flip them and read. What do you got?
What? Oh, is there a decimal in your number?
Yes. I'm sorry. That's a decimal. That's a
You're
fair
actually answering
question.
in Kelvin.
Okay.
Marques, you first.
I said 98.6.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a really good guess because we were talking about body temperature.
That is a really good guess.
I wrote 101.5.
That's like a radio station.
It is a really bad one in New Jersey.
They're all bad.
Losers.
Whoa. New Jersey is home to one of the nation's greatest radio stations. I'm talking about WMFU, okay? Or WFMU. That's it. WFMU. Don't talk smack about New Jersey radio if you're
WUPH.
not. WFMU.
Never mind.
It's okay. I like 96.9 The Eagle out of Sacramento, California. Classic rock station.
All right, David, what'd you put?
I put 74 degrees.
Wrong, but you get the points because you didn't go over.
Is it just under Marques? So I wrote in the bottom how previously we talked about how
It's like 94.
the 82 degrees Fahrenheit felt like 28 degrees Celsius. So I was trying to go with an approximation with that.
Well, that was completely wrong.
Well, I'm assuming it
Oh, I
was
see what
still
you're saying.
basing it off of the 82.
Right. Well,
Maybe not exactly it, but
Like
a
10
slightly
degrees
different
less
temperature.
because of the wind factor.
Marques had all the right
Sure.
digits,
Higher.
just in the wrong order. It was
way.
89.6.
Oh, damn! I went high.
I just thought it strikes again.
Isn't the calculation like times 5/9 plus 12 or something?
Degrees in Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5/9 gives you Celsius.
Got
So
it.
you have to do that backwards to get Fahrenheit.
So times 9/5 minus 32?
Just for that, I'm never using WhatsApp.
Wait, what?
I should just Google it. Anyway.
Why?
Yeah.
Because Celsius people don't.
Celsius people.
Celsius people use it.
Oh,
You know, everyone else. Thanks for.
Referring to non-Americans as Celsius people
as
and
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. It's
WhatsApp users are,
Tell me I'm wrong.
you've never been more right.
Thank you for watching and listening to this episode of the Golf Podcast,
Ball Golf Podcast.
the Ball Golf Podcast, the original golf, obviously. Yeah, we'll be back for more in April still.
April Fools.
See you next time.
Where's
Bye.
this going?
Bye.
Wait for me. You do it.
no.
Here, I'll do it like us.
Produced by Abilene Ellis We're part of the Fox Media Podcast Network. And our intro music is made by Faith Sill. There you go!
If you could have 5 liquids come out of each of your fingers,
I had this
Which hand?
conversation.
Does it have to be your dominant hand?
no, non-dominant hand, which 5 would you pick?
Water,
'cause
Coke Zero, a
You
latte.
can get water anywhere.
Yeah, but any time.
Yeah, but
Water's free.
anytime-
Just water run. Just
Where's the water coming?
Yeah. Is it tap?